But the remaining BCC members on camera are John Moxley, Claudio Castagnoli, and they've got Wheeler Yuta with them for the match against the Dark Order. So when this match got announced the other day, I definitely thought it was curious that you're putting John Moxley on television right after this Texas death match. But I was like, okay, let's see how this plays out, because that could be a big story of the match. He comes out, and this is not a case of them ignoring the Texas death match. It was prominent with the Hangman promo and throughout the commentary here. But he comes out, and like, I just thought it did somewhat like diminish the Texas death match. Like, here's the guy that lost this brutal match. He's hung, and in this match, like, he's not affected by it. He's strong in winning this. Obviously, they're going this new direction with him, but I did feel it jarring from what we just saw Sunday. And he's back, and he's like, he had like less damage on him than Hangman did.
Yeah, he did. I understand the complaint, and I feel like in many cases I would like jump onto that argument as well. In this instance, I didn't really feel that way, and I think it's because for me the Texas death match was much more of it was a very physical battle, but as far as like the loss goes, that was much more of sort of like a loss of pride. Like, this was a long-standing feud between these two, both men who completely refused to die. But especially in somebody like a John Moxley losing in that fashion, the guy who kind of preaches violence and absolute domination, when he tapped out to a move, like
It's identical to Danielson. Like, they both tapped, and one's ashamed of it, and the other, it was like the tap wasn't even really brought up in this.
But I think to me, it came across in the way he like wrestled this match. He wrestled this match like a guy who was like so ashamed that he did that he's going to take it out on the smallest guy. He felt like a bully to me, the type of bully who, like, might have had some issue at home and is taking it out on a poor victim. They're like whichever version of, like, a Silver and a Reynolds that they might find, in a locker room. He felt like a bully that was taking out his frustrations and his aggression on somebody weaker than him. And for that reason, I felt like he did sell it. It was just far more subtle than just, selling an injury, though.
Did it have to be this week? Could we have done this? To me, it was just the proximity to the death match. I think he could have done this exact portrayal and have all of this like baggage from tapping out that you're going this direction now. It gives him that motivation. Did it have to be this week of all weeks?
I guess I didn't have an issue with it because he seems like the John Moxley character seems to be the type that wants to immediately avenge this. He's so bothered by it that he can't sit at home. And again, like, we've seen this guy like take a lot of damage, like, in his matches, week to week to week. And
but he's never had to tap before. He's never been taken to this limit before. To me, it's just like this should have been a different type of beating for a John Moxley.
Well, but a tap is a submission. Like, he walked away from the arena. He
was being hung
out. Yeah, but that was momentary, and that's why he tapped to escape it. Like, he wasn't stretchered out. It wasn't like, that type of injury. I can understand people wanting like that sort of thing, but for me, this worked because of the John Moxley character.
There is an ability that whenever Danielson comes back, if you are going to split him away, that is the fracturing point of here we had both of us. We tapped on the same night. I came back and was immediately on that Dynamite right after, and you went home like a coward.
Totally. Yeah,
and that's
absolutely.
the reason to break up. So you could certainly go and bring that up. And I just think, like, for this Texas death match, you want to make this your most violent match. That the next time a Texas death match occurs, you're right. Like, it was, I think it's going to be remembered as such. I just think like there should be. I wanted a bit more tonight in terms of just beyond just the psychological scars, also like the physical toll it took.
Yeah. I suppose like I kind of appreciate this like fresh way of selling, something like a Texas death match versus like, just sitting out. I would have been pissed off if Christian showed up tonight after being buried in a casket match. That almost kind of feels to me like it's more meant to be like a final type of thing. Whereas like the Texas death match to me felt like still like like a competition, and it's just embarrassing to lose, or significantly embarrassing to lose, especially if you're John Moxley.
That's how we should have ended Dynamite, just out on in a graveyard and the arm comes through.
Christian, like a zombie Christian shows up.
Zombie Christian.
No, Blue Dot.
Oh my God. With a mustache.